Listen, if you want to find a good woman and you're over 40, gentlemen, like the brother said, reincarnation is the only thing that you go do, because finding a good woman once you get a certain age is almost impossible. You just finna get the women that everybody else do.
Hey, he's so right. He said age 40, but that number is much lower than that. When you look at these women, they already starting to have sex in middle school, and then they run their numbers up in high school, then they get to college. It's even worse. And this is not the case for all women, but the reality of the matter is he's right. By the time you get to the woman that, done did the work and now she want to be a wife, she already been ran through. This is the society we're living in. You're getting nothing but people throwaways. Throwaways, right? And so a lot of women, man, they need to strain up, man. They need to get their act together. They need to get to a place where they're saying, no, I got to save myself for my husband. Even though you're attractive, even though you're popular, but yet I got to save myself for my husband because I know you're not going to be with me. This just is going to be a fling. But women don't think like that, man. They delusional.
It's just don't nobody say that. Nobody say it. You finna get the bitches everybody else through with.
And you're right. Nobody want to talk about this. Nobody say that. You're going to get the bitch that everybody else is through with. Everybody else. And then the crazy thing about it, I had to come on here and talk about it. I said, let me go back, rewind it back to this and talk about it. So I don't know what he about to say next. But anyway, the crazy thing about it, these bitches still be arrogant. They still be prideful. Like I said, I'm advocate for the scripture. When you look at Isaiah chapter 3, they still walking around with that same spirit, that same arrogance, acting like they just all of that. And your numbers is high. Your numbers is high. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to ridicule women. But if your body count is high, you should be the main one that's humble. The main one that's humble. Because when you got a high body count, you are telling society that you was not worthy to be a wife. You're telling society that your whole existence down here was to be nothing but a 3 or 4. And these women got high body count and still arrogant and prideful, walking around here like they all of that. Man, come on, man. Miss me with that.
You got to go younger.
Always.
Or you got to go to.
She said not always, and I believe.
I said not
I'm so
throwaways.
glad to see that you got
throwaways.
Throwaways?
Did she
I
say
said throwaways.
Oh, not throwaways. But Crimson, I'm telling you, I'm out here.
But I caught what Craig said. Let me say that. He said most of the time you got to go younger. And that's true in some cases. And this is why a lot of men, when they get up in their 30s and their 40s, they establish themselves, they in some type of good career or started a business and things is flowing or flourishing the way they want it. They don't tend to deal with women their age because they know women their age is already stuck in their ways. And as the old saying is, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. No, they already stuck in their ways and their numbers are already high. So a lot of men, as Kevin Samuels used to say, AMS say, there's someone always graduating from college. And most of the time, the one that's graduating from college, her numbers may be a little lower than a woman that's your age in your 30s and 40s. Hopefully.
When you meet them and you say, oh, because they come across like they're good. That's how most of us do. We come across like we're good. Most of us don't have the courage to say, I come with this. I have the courage to say, I come with this. And it don't stop nothing because I know the poverty in this country is going to keep me in business. But what I'm saying, Crimson.
Listen, in the sense of what they're tagging themselves as a bad B, okay? Listen. No woman who have a high body count, you don't have the right to be saying you're a bad B. Now, in the truest sense of being a bad bitch, yes, according to Ecclesiastes chapter 26, because the scripture says a shameless woman should be counted as a dog, which is another word for bitch. Yes, in the truest sense, a lot of these women bitches, but how they try to rearrange that or turn that terminology around as something as a badge of honor, these women ain't bad bitches. They ran through. Okay? If you want to find somebody that's in the truest sense, as the scripture say, a virtuous woman, it's hard to find that woman in this society. It's hard. You're going to have to go across seas where they have culture, where they're teaching their women, where they're rearing their women, where they're bringing the women up as virgins. You're going to have to go to one of them type of cultures. But over here, with feminism at an all-time high, and everybody believe that sex is something that, you just engage in, not knowing that sex is the method that the Most High put in place to consummate marriage, you're not going to find a woman over here. I'm not saying there ain't no virgins, but the likelihood of finding one over here in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s is slim to none. Okay?
Trust me, it ain't nothing out here. It's like a whole bunch of dead fish with about 12 of them in there still barely hanging on.
So tail moving.
What if go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, that's true, man. These women are like dead fishes, barely hanging on. That box a lot of these women box that's been overused is dead. Okay? And what I mean by being dead, yeah, it feel good, but all at the same time, while you in it, your spirit let you know this box is dead. It's lifeless. It's just something that feel good for the flesh, but there's no connection there. There's no spirituality there. For when you have sex with a woman, there always supposed to be some type of spirituality there, some type of connection there. But their ability to have that spiritual connection with you, that pair bonding, because they done release dopamine and oxytocin with so many different men in their digging sticks, that ability to connect, that ability to feel that sacredness, that, you know what I'm talking about, fellas. It's not there. Yes, it feel good naturally. It feel good. Yeah. It get creamy still. Yeah. But that's, I wish I can explain this when I'm talking about that certain connection, that certain feel is no longer there. It's being rained through and you feel it. You know it. You feel it. You feel it in your spirit.
If it's a lady or a dude whose spouse passes, they 47. You know what I mean?
He died or she died because of the person they was with.
Oh, wow. That's silly.
I'm just saying, most of the time it be the person they with that they die.
Right.
I think it's circumstantial, but I do think the more that I don't know. Okay, there's this sudden influx. I know that when I started having these conversations and, there was like a couple people that you can count. I see that there's a resurgence of all these women that are coming to the forefront. It's hard to decipher because some people are just doing it because they see it as an avenue to create, some kind of platform. But I see a lot more women than I had when I first started, like just randomly, like on Instagram or on TikTok, holding other women accountable. I feel like we just got to this.
Yeah, all of that is fake, man. All these women want to be content creators now, man. I don't listen to them, man. They trash, man. And then you have a bunch of redeemable women who trying to be redeemed, and they want to. I got to talk this way. But you go look at their social media page. You look at their pictures. You look at their videos. They all trash. They all trash, right? If you is redeemed, if you have changed and you're really trying to go that route and be something honorable in the community, in the society as a content creator and trying to, hold women accountable and trying to fix this thing between the black man and the black woman, then your social media account should line up with what you're talking about. Your social media account should line up with what you're trying to teach. Your social media account should line up with what you're demonstrating on your content creation page. These women's a joke. That's why I say only a handful of them that I really would sit down and be like, okay, she got a little wisdom. She knows what she's talking about. Okay, she holding women accountable. Because through what they say, through their mouth, and you go look at their social media page, they let you know that they real, according to what you see. Now, I don't know these people personally. I don't know Rivah TV personally. I don't know Crystal Cure personally. But by the spirit that they exuberate, and when you go look at their social media account, it line up with what they teaching, it line up with what they trying to display from that aspect. And like I say, you could tell, you could look at a woman, their words is even different. They still talk ghetto, they still use profanity, and nothing wrong with using cuss words, but it's something wrong with a woman. She calling herself a lady, she calling herself a wife. It's off-putting. It's not becoming of a lady. It's not becoming of a woman who's trying to be a wife. So you go listen to their content creator. They cussing, they bitch and mother effer and this and that. I'm like, what is it? I can't listen to this shit.
place where so many women are tired of other women's
And
foolishness
let me
that
say
they're like,
this,
hold on a second.
like I say, if you go check out Rivah TV and the Crimson Cure, you don't see them using all this foul language and all this sex talk and all of this nastiness and this and that. Why? Because they trying to be respectable. Okay, I don't mind listening to a respectable woman content creator, but the rest of that junk, man, these women trash, and they wonder why they ain't getting no results. The only result these women gonna get is some dick. Okay. These content creators that trying to, I'm for men now. All they gonna get is the dick because men know you a bullshitter. I was just on your page. I just listened to what you were talking about on your page. You a bullshitter. You ain't trying to be a wife. You just trying to get attention. You just trying to get validation.
I think these men are right. Hold on a second. I think Kevin Samuels was onto something. I think this whole red pill space is onto something. Like I feel like that's the space that we're in right now because
Are you aware of Joy Taylor?
No, who was that?
Yeah.
Listen, the reason, and Rivah TV, right, the reason why a lot of women in this space now because they've been losing, because they are realizing that men only see them as pleasure, huh? They starting to realize that men only want to deal with them in a hedonistic way. They are only used for recreational use, if you know what I mean. And so this is why a lot of women will run into being content creators in hopes of trying to get men, stupefied. And what I mean by stupefied, trying to pull a fast one over men and say, oh, she's speaking right. She's go listen to her. Go listen to that. That's all it's about. That's all it's about, because at the real core of their being, they're not a wife.
I know you know. Crimson, do you know this Joy Taylor woman?
Her name ring a bell.
There's a lady. She was on Fox television. Her brother was a great NFL player.
Oh, okay. I know you're talking about.
Now, I'm bringing her up because I might be, you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but this woman is very arrogant online as she brags on a lot of things. She say she always lands the man she wants to go to and all this. Now, I'm abbreviate my...
And majority of these content creators, that's women, that's how they talk. They have no humility. They have no modesty. Look at me. And they got fake hair. They got all this. Look at me. I could get any man I want. But this is what I'm saying. Ladies, you got to get it together. You got to get it together. Listen, I ain't never been short of having a man. You got to, man, get the hell out of here. That's all fake, man. Like I say, man, I keep bringing this up because I hope somebody will grab a hold of it. I'm an advocate for the scripture. When you know the scripture and you're in tune with the Most High, you able to read past all of that bullshit. And these women that's content creators, they are nothing but bullshitters.
Breakdown of this woman. This woman has fake ass just done and fake tits. And she brags on her gene pool. Do you have the...
Hey, man, I'm just watching this with y'all, man. Like I said early on, I said I'm going to stop and go on and I'm going to let it watch, okay? But I say this all the time. If a woman is comparing, now the scripture says it's not wise to compare yourself against somebody anyway. But anyway, it's ludicrous. It's beyond me to see women calling themselves a dime piece and then will look at somebody else that's natural and say they look better than them and their head full of weave, their body fake. What is we talking about? That's demon work, man. that's demon work. Because they trying to say they look better than the next person based off of sorcery, based off of witchcraft. That's demon work. That's why I say a lot of these women is not humble. They need to humble themselves. But I see the Most High is humbling a lot of these women. I hate to go there, but that's the reality. They are being humbled by the society. They're being humbled by the laws that have been enacted. They're being humbled by the policies that's been enacted. They are just being humbled by being put in a survival mode right now. Things are getting hard out here. That's the Most High humbling these women.
Right to brag on your gene pool if you got a fake ass and fake titties? I just don't understand how you can sit there and do that.
If you bought your jeans at the table, at the operating table, baby, them was not your jeans.
That's crazy work.
And you purchased them. And
let me say that it's just not women buying jeans out here. Go look at Chad Ochino, whatever his name is, the ex NFL player. Go look at all these men out here that's getting lipo, these men out here getting their ass sprayed on, or whatever the case may be, going out here getting surgery on their private members. It just ain't women out here. You can't regene yourself. I don't care who you is. And these guys out here and these women out here trying to base their life now off of genes that they brought on the table. Like she said, man, that's crazy work. That's wicked work. That's not you. So humble yourself, okay? That's not you. Let me say this. Like my hairline, my hairline receding, but I ain't about to go out there and get no hair implants or whatever this stuff these men out here doing on my hairline receding, and so be it. I don't care. I'm still be able to get women if that's what I want to be out here doing, because I got a wife, okay? Okay, so I don't want y'all out here thinking wicked. I got a woman. I'm saying now, if I was out here in the streets, I'd still be able to get women, even though I got a receding hairline, because my confidence ain't on my receding hairline. And at the end of the day, I don't got to go get nothing fake, no extension, no hair implant. Shit, at the end of the day, I'll go bald head and still pull women.
Now, I'm gonna go back a little bit of something to mentioning to Craig mentioning what about if your spouse died. And I'll say this much as far as women are concerned. If you're wife material, you always wife material. Being a wife is not about being married. It's about being a wife. I got married for the...
Did y'all hear that? If you're a wife, you always going to be a wife. Guys, this is what you got to hear. Don't let these women out here finesse you. What you mean? King's Cutter Empire? What you mean finesse? This is how these women finessing a lot of you guys, getting you to get into a contract with them, getting you to marry them, and according to this matrix system, whatnot. This is how they finesse you. I'm not going to do this until I get a ring. That's not a wife. That's a red flag. That's demon talk. I'm glad that she brought this up. Like I said, I'm watching this along with y'all right now. I'm glad she brought this up. That's demon talk, y'all. Understand that. A wife, like she pointed out, is a wife always. She don't have to work to become a wife. She don't have to have this done to her or done for her in order for her to be a wife. And you pay attention to a lot of these women. When a woman tell you, well, if I was in a contract with you, I'd do more. That's demon talk. You can't finesse me. You can't get over me. That's just showing me you're not a wife. Okay? You're a concubine. And the average woman in today's society, they're a concubine. Okay? They got concubine energy. They don't have no real wife energy. Right? And then you guys, you're allowing these women finesse you like that. Oh, well, I got to do that so I can get this out of her. I got to do that so she can be more a wife to me. What? That ain't, listen, a woman don't need to be hand pushed or need to be motivated or tricked or have some type of transaction to go on for her to be a wife. She's a wife because she was already a wife. When you meet her, she's already a wife. She don't become a wife. Stop letting these women finesse you.
First time when I was 20 years old, I was married for 20 years. He passed away. I'm married again.
I know that's right, girl.
So, and he passed away. I was 40.
She said, I was a wife. I was married for 20 years. And after he died, I'm married again. Why? Because she's a wife. The next man saw her say, no, this is a wife. I'm not about to let nobody else come and get her. I'm about to take her off the market. See, these women out here, man, they talking about, I'd be a better wife to you, or I'd be a better woman to you if you put a ring on it. I'd be a better woman to you if we go down to the court system. There ain't no wife, man. That's a demon. She deceiving you. That's demon talk. You mean to tell me that I have to do this and I have to do that in order for you to be a wife like you're supposed to already be? Huh? That shit, that's demon talk.
Years old when he passed. I got married, I want to say 2.5, 3 years ago. I got married again. And so if you're a wife, you're a wife. Regardless if there's a man there or not, because, and this is one of the things that I stress for women, if you're wife material, there are men out there who want to be married. They just don't want to be in the midst of a bunch of foolishness and with a woman that's not aligned with anything, to Rivah's point earlier in the show that she made about not having any spiritual center, not having any sort of basis for who you are, knowing what's going on with you, so that you know whether or not you can align with a man or not. If you don't know what's going on with you, you don't know who to align with or what kind of man you need or what kind of man you would even want. So if you're marriage material, then you marriage material, beloved. If you not, then you be my age, because I'm kicking 50 in the butt, and you be my age and nobody never wanted you, and you be
and you know, and she married, and there's no disrespect to whoever she married to, but Crimson Curd being 50, she looked good. She had no blemishes from what I can see on her face. Right, her head is covered, her body is covered. She look good. That's a respectable woman, huh? She don't even look like she aging. These women out here talking about, you do this for me, I'm gonna be your wife. They're aging. They just going through all type of shit. And a lot of these women, they stink. So she's right. You don't become a wife. You are already a wife. And the reason why somebody taking your market and taking you serious because you are wifey material. And I'm here to tell you, man, right? And unfortunately, I know y'all gonna say, man, this is a bad way to think. No, there ain't no bad way to think. When you start getting up in your 30s and you start getting up to your 40s, it's better off it's better off waiting for somebody who got married young, you know, for their husband. But please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. For their husband to go into the spirit world, or for their husband to be so stupid to leave them, because these wives that's really wise that being in these marriages, or I should say marriages according to the Babylonian system, this matrix system, being in marriage or locked down for 20 years, they're the best women to be with, because they have been protected. They have been saved from society, because their mind is fixating on being a wife. They ain't been out there giving their boss away. They ain't been out there giving their body away. They ain't been out there doing nothing that these average bitches do. Okay? So them the best women to be with. I know Corey Holcomb said, and I agree with him, it's hard to find a wife in this society. Yes. But sometimes you just got to wait for somebody to be stupid enough to get rid of a woman who's been faithful for 20 plus years. Kudos, before I play some more of this, kudos to the man who had enough sense to take off the market.
like them fish that Corey said, scrimmaging around in that little 2 inches of water now trying to breathe.
That's right. Rivah, go ahead. I know you got something to say.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything she's saying, especially about you, like being a wife. You know, there's just women out there who it's just in you, and sometimes it comes from just how you were raised, and sometimes it just comes from you seeing being able to see the foolishness outside of yourself, and seeing the women and your aunts and all these people and saying, I don't want that. And, you know, I salute Crimson for even going down that journey again, because some people, and understandably so, you know, after being married for such a long time, it'd be completely understandable if she was of the mindset of like, you know what, I don't want to do that. You know, I had that. I'm good for forever. But because she understands the value of marriage, and a lot of the people who have these conversations and they try to separate the two, it's because they don't understand. I always say it on my platform too. When I hear women talking about, oh, these men ain't good, I'm like, that's because you ain't never had no man take you serious.
Bingo.
That's why you can speak like that. Because once you have even one man who decides to pour.
This is why nobody take them serious. Look at this picture on the right. This is all these women want to do. They want to go on Facebook. They want to go on Insta Live. They want to go on TikTok and just show themselves off so they can get attention. So men, weak ass men who ain't building nothing, they ain't building no empire, ain't doing nothing monumental, ain't establishing themselves as a man, ain't leaving no legacy, ain't trying to lead their impact on the world. They want those type of men to come on here and like them up and say, ooh, baby, you look good. Can I take you out, this and that? Man, go build an empire, man. Get off of social media and build. This ain't nothing but whole demon work right here. All these women that's on social media showing off their body, they're demons.
Into you and take you and like you said, cuff you, lead you, guide you, protect you, like just bring out the best version of yourself. You would never go on anybody's internet and talk about these men are invaluable. Like the whole, you know, synopsis in itself, the
kids who can't get in the basketball game, They always are on the bench talking about coach don't like me. But
Right.
anyway,
Yeah, that's real.
I want to tell you something. Me and you and all of the crew, and I'm going to try to get Rivah. I want to do some round table with us where we sit down and talk to.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna finish listening to this, but yeah, man, they spoke pretty good on here. I was glad to see that Corey Holcomb have some respectable women that he can bring on to speak from a female nature disposition, a true female nature, not this bullshit that you see on these reality shows and on social media. All these women that seeking to get attention. I'm talking about real women that know what's going on. They are rare. They are aware. Men in their corner that's teaching them the game, that's showing them the in and out. And to reiterate, vast majority of these women content creators, they are bullshitters. They are used by Satan to throw you men off. All right, hit the like and subscribe button for your boy. All right, peace.